What's going on, folks? A lot of people have been commenting and stuff on, asking me what mowers I would recommend and stuff, and really, it's all up to you guys. I mean, they're pretty much, as long as the engine is a good brand, even even the Kohlers are fine. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people have been putting some stuff on some of their experiences with the Kohler. Tony's lawn, he just did a little 100-hour review or 100-hour, kind of checkup on his Kohler 7000 series. But, with the mowers, I mean, it definitely matters what your price point is. There's one I want to point out here because a lot of people ask me about these hustlers, and if I recommend the hustler, should I get this hustler, that hustler? Should I get it with the Kohler? Blah blah blah. The Kohler's fine. I mean, it's it's all personal preference. I mean, Kohlers used to be an awesome engine, and let me tell you, with the courage and the command and all that stuff, people had issues with and whatever. But this new 7000 series, I'm telling you, it's pretty decent. Um, I think they kind of got their name kind of going back up there. All these companies kind of getting to, the thing is with these engines, you make one bad engine and now your whole lineup, your whole reputation, it starts coming into question. Oh, well, this one engine's bad. I'm not going there. Kohler blew up on me, blah, blah, blah. Briggs had kind of an issue also a couple of years back on one of their engines, and oh, don't get the Briggs, they stink. And Briggs are fine now. You're gonna get those issues. I mean, I'm sure Kawasaki has issues also. So, you know, it's not really, like I said, don't go crazy about, if you start looking at OEM engines and stuff, I know like Toro, Toro has their own engine out, and X Mark in some of their lower home motor models. Again, I don't know too much about them, but I mean I would stick with the Kohler, Briggs, Kawasaki, Honda, but you know teach his own. But I want to tell you about one mower because a lot of people ask me about this, and Excel Industries, I don't know what they're up to with this mower. This big dog Alpha is one of the biggest real hack job scams I've ever seen in my life. You know, if you guys remember from May, I think it was Memorial Day to July 4th. If you bought a Raptor, not that be the Raptor or the Raptor SD, you got $200 off. So the 42 would have been $25.99, and the 52 would have been 20. No, the 52 would have been $27.99. Excuse me. So, like I said, the 42 would have been $25.99, the 52 $27.99. So for that 2 month period, you could have got this same exact mower as this Alpha Big Dog here. There is not one goddamn thing different on this mower, except this wheel is black in here. This wheel is black in here. This is red, and the Hustler's yellow. You get two LED lights right here and a seat that is, looks pretty comfortable to me. It's pretty nice. All right. Now, if you think two LED lights, all right, and a comfortable seat is worth $800 more, um, you know, you got issues, I think. But I mean, again, to each his own. But if you want to spend $800 extra, take your wife out, go take your kids out, go on a little vacation, maybe 800 bucks, fix your truck up, maybe get a new trailer, put that towards a new trailer, you know. Maybe you can get yourself a Toro Time Master, or maybe two Toro 22-inch all-wheel drives extra for not having yellow paint. I mean, not having red paint, but having yellow paint. So, I mean, that's just something I want to point out. I mean, the tires, everything is the same here. And that same crappy little deck system here that they got here, it's the same. And they want to charge $800 more for red paint, two LED lights, and a comfortable seat. So, you got to be careful. Don't let your, I mean, I don't know, these big dogs. I mean, I have never seen anyone in my life ride one of these things. So I don't know. They might be big in certain parts of the country where I'm at. I don't think there's a dealer within 100 miles from me. But, they're pretty much red Hustler Raptors. When you get up to some of the bigger models, there might be differences with, bigger spindles or something like that. Because I do believe these have the same exact spindles as the Hustler Raptor. That's the only thing, you're going to have to check that out. But even if it has a little bit bigger, it's still not worth $800. But I do not think it is. I do not. I'm 90% sure everything is the same. But, so you kind of got to, I'm bringing this up because, if you're going to spend a certain amount of money, a lot of people ask me, should I get the, someone's asking me about this 26-inch Husqvarna, a 26-inch Husqvarna, with a stamp deck. I think it's like $27.99 or something. And I'm saying, nah, it's not really, it's a good mower, but I mean, there's other options. And then he's like, oh, okay. So that's great. So you recommend the Husqvarna? I'm like, no, not really. I won't recommend it. He's like, well, point blank. I told him, what is your price point? He's like, around $3,000. And I gave him my opinion. I kind of made it clear on here a couple times. I think the best mower under that $3,000 price range, or right around the $3,000 price range, is that Snapper 360 Z. You got a fabricated deck, you got a Kawasaki engine, you got the deck lift system with foot, with the foot deck lift system on it. Got some 20-inch tires. I just think, and you have a little basket there. You can kind of put some of your mulch in, or you can carry your weed whacker. They make a little accessory and all that stuff. Again, Snapper is a good brand. Briggs and Stratton owns it. They make Simplicity. They make Ferris. I think you'll be fine with the Snappers. So, just the whole gist of it is try to find your price point and try to find the best deal. You want hydros that are at least 2,800, in my mind, at least that they're serviceable. After they get up to the 2,800 size, they start become serviceable. You can change the oil. You can kind of, do normal maintenance to it. You get that EZT 2200, they're sealed. You can never do anything with them. You don't know what's going on inside there with the oil and everything. So, and, you're not going to be able to go as quick and, stuff like that, going up hills and all that. But, you just got to kind of, and listen, it ain't all about that. If there's a mower that you really like, and you know what, it's a $300-$400 difference, jump on it. I mean, if you like the Hustler SD over the Bobcat, spend the extra couple $100 and get it. You might like it. This one is just flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. And I'm going to cut this off because I don't want it to, this is one of the cheaper places to even get one of these mowers. So, $3,600 they want for a Hustler Raptor. $3,600, and if you pay cash, they're going to give you $100. They want $3,500. $3,500. Let's go to $3,600, because if you don't pay cash, you're paying $3,600, right? For an extra $100, you're going to get a Bobcat CRZ. Now, I'm not saying it just because I have one. This is a perfect example. Um, you're going to get this huge fabricated deck here, you know, 10 gauge. This is 11 gauge. And, this is the same deck as the Raptor. And you saw the comparison yesterday if you looked at my one video. But, the decks, you can't even forget about it. This is a disaster right here, this whole deck lift system. You're going to get a foot operated deck lift system on your Bobcat. Now, this is for $100 more, okay? You're going to get huge front caster wheels. I think these are 11 by 4, real, whatever. You saw them on the Raptors, the same exact thing. Bobcat 11, 11, 11 by 6 front caster wheels. You're going to get your little 18s in the back. You're going to get 20 with the Bobcat, right? You're going to get a nice comfortable seat with the Bobcat. Maybe, I think it's the same damn thing. They could put stitching in here and a picture of a dog. Doesn't mean, it's going to be more comfortable. So the same seat or whatever. You're going to get a Kawasaki instead of a Kohler. All right. Now, that's not a big deal for everybody. It's not, no big deal. With your plastic chute here, this thing you got, if you want to leave it up, you got to put a bungee cord on it and whatsoever. With the Bobcat, you just lift it up, stays up. But the big thing and the biggest thing is the hydros. You're gonna have an EZT 2200. They want $3,600 for a lawnmower, a zero-turn mower that has an EZT 2200 hydro in it. The same thing that the Toro at Home Depot has for $2,200, or the Cub Cadet RZT for $2,300. Literally, this is, there's really nothing separating this mower from, the Cub Cadet RZT with the fab deck. I think that's like $26.99 or $27.99. Well, you can just compare it to the regular Raptor. You can get this 52-inch that's right here for $27.99. I think it might have went back up to its normal price, but for one time you could have got it $800. So, and again, like the EZT 2800s, you're gonna get a engine guard just like this. So, you got your little 2.5 gallon gas tank. They say it's 3, but it's not. I have the Raptor. Even New Jersey Customs, he can tell you he has the SD. He calls it the undersized 3-gallon gas tank. So, and listen, I think the Raptor is a good, but don't get me wrong. It's not even this mower. It's a pretty decent, whatever. I have it's a okay mower, but for them, I think it's very sad that they would paint a mower red and put a nice little seat on it and 2 of these little lights here and have the gonads, the balls, the meatballs to charge you $800 more. I just feel bad for the people that had to pay this extra money for this. Now, you do get a 7-year warranty with this, but I mean, I don't know what the Raptor is, to be honest with you, anymore. I haven't looked, but it's incredible to me. But anyway, the whole point, do your research like this. You kind of look at this price, you look at the price of that, the Dixie chopper, they're running $300 off that right now. And, you're getting into the months and the time of the year where, you're going to see some discounts, dealers, they kind of want to get ready for the winter. They want to get the snow blowers put in. They might have a couple of these laying around, just get them out, sell them at cost. Who knows? You can't be afraid to, swindle them a little bit, get them down, sucker them down, lower the price on there. I'll give you this. How about this? No? How about this? It's all, I can only do this. I got to go. And all right, come back. The whole deal. Just like you're buying a car, but, yeah. So don't let, some of the names draw you in. You know what I'm saying? Also, like, oh yeah, like with the Skag Liberty Z. Oh, it's a Skag. It's a Skag Liberty Z. You know what? It's worth the $4,500. And in realistic, I mean, that's what I'm coming to. I like that mower. I like the way it rides. I like how comfortable it is. And I'm talking about mowers that are mid-range. A lot of you people are gonna be like, oh, what the hell is he talking about? these goddamn cheap freaking mowers he's talking about all the time. Listen, that's just me and kind of what this channel's about. I'm not into buying no $9,000-$10,000 zero turn. It's just not something that I personally need. And I'm sure people out there that are watching this that have, needs that like I have, you do your 45 accounts and, you just want a nice, good, clean cut, something that's not too big, that's pretty light, that goes on your trailer. And of course, the most important thing, something that's comfortable. I don't need hydros, 4,400 hydros and 3,400 hydros that go 10, 11 miles per hour. Yeah, I'd like it. And I'll tell you what, if there's a mower that has 3,400 hydros that go 10 miles per hour for 4,500 or $4,000, I'm going to get it. I will get it, but I will not spend more than $4,000 to $4,500 on a mower. It's just something I'm not going to do. I got kids, I got mortgages, I got a business I'm running, and to spend $8,000-$9,000 on a zero turn mower, something that the same a $4,000 mower does the same thing as that $9,000 mower. Might take me 5 minutes longer to get done with a lawn than that guy who has the $9,000 mower, but you know what? I'll suck it up. Cuts the grass, leaves a nice cut, got nice blade tip speed. I'm happy, But anyway, so yeah, this is getting to be, I don't even know how long I've been yapping. But like I said, getting back to that Skag little thing there, I personally like that. So I would be willing to pay the extra $500, probably, maybe, my next mower. I don't think I would pay $4,500. I would try to get them down to, $4,000. And if they didn't, I would probably get another Bobcat CRZ, because right now that's the best deal in my mind in the business right now, in the industry. And, just do it. Look at it yourself. I don't think you're going to find anything better. If you find something that's a better deal, that has everything that the CRZ has, comment below and I'll take a look at it. And if it does, in my opinion, I would jump on it. And there's a couple that are real close, don't get me wrong. If the SD, Hustler SD, had a 6-gallon gas tank, or maybe a 5-gallon gas tank. Hell, if they had a 4-gallon gas tank, I would have considered that a lot more. But that 2.5, 2.6, gas, it's just, you can't do it. I can't do it. So, but yeah, so you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of good mowers out there that you can get under that $4,000 or around that $4,000 price tag now. It wasn't possible 5 years ago. When a Hustler Raptor came out, it was, wow, this is the first mower with a fabricated deck and a Kawasaki for under $3,000. And they sold like crazy. The Lowe's couldn't keep them in. Home Depot couldn't keep them in. And then guess what happened? Toro, they came out with one. And guess what? MTD came out with one, Cub Cadet. And then now, what? Dixie Chopper has the Z2 out. Guess what? Skag has one out now, the Liberty Z. So, that's what happened to this Raptor and this big dog. I mean, they must have been selling those Raptors like crazy and said, hey, you know what? I got an idea. They must have been in like the board meeting. Let's take the Hustler Raptor because they're selling like hotcakes. Let's paint her red. Let's paint the wheels black. And let's put a comfy seat on it. And let's charge $800 more. Yes, let's do it. So, and they went to a Kohler engine. I think that hurt them a lot too, but whatever. But the Kohlers are, they're good. I'm not busting their chops. So that's about it in a nutshell. We went over a lot of different stuff in this video, but I just wanted to tell you, 7-year industry leading warranty. And look at this. Look at this. And I'll be honest with you, the MPs are better priced than this regular Alpha, because I'm looking over here. $44.99. So they want $500 more, $450 more, pretty much. Well, let's just say $300 for a mower. Now this isn't a 54. This is 60, so it's gonna look bigger and all that. But you're pretty much getting, the same exact stuff. Oh, except you're gonna get two LED lights, right? Two LED lights and a better deck lift system here. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at getting an Alpha, Big Dog Alpha, and you're looking to spend $3,600, I mean, shit, you might as well go spend another $900 and get this, because even if you pay cash, man, you only pay another $600. But this is like the SD. This is the Hustler Raptor SD right here. And they want, this is more towards, actually, I think the S54 inch. Well, if you bought it through Memorial Day to 4th of July, the SD was what, $37.99? So $500 difference. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is still kind of crazy, but whatever. If you're looking at getting a mower, a big dog, spend the extra money and get an MP. You're getting a lot more mower for the money, because this thing is a complete scam. Don't get me wrong, and the people who have these, I'm not busting your chops. Has nothing to do with that. It's a good mower. It has nothing to do with it being a good mower or not. It's all just about the pricing. Where they get the $3,600 they want to charge for a red Raptor. I can't talk about it anymore. I can't take it. I'll catch you guys. Have a great weekend. And yeah, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out of here. Bump, bump.